Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel Easy Sewing with Tyke. On the channel today, we will be cutting and sewing this stylish lace dress. Note that the detailed tutorial on how to cut the camisole worn underneath this lace dress is already up on the channel. So click on the link above to watch it in case you missed it. Now to all my returning subscribers and viewers, thank you for always coming back and engaging on my videos. I appreciate you all so much. If this is your first time here, my name is Taiwo and you're welcome. It's great to have you here. Be sure to watch to the end and don't forget to subscribe and engage on this video by either giving it a thumbs up, leaving a comment or question, also sharing it so that YouTube can recommend it to more people, help my channel to grow. Thank you. Now let's get started. Here's the beautiful fabric that I'll be working with today. I have almost 4 yards of this fabric here. So at the upper part, I have the selvage area, and at the lower part, I have the same selvage area. Now, instead of folding my fabric this way, I'll fold it in such a way that the two selvage area would meet like this, because I want this selvage area to form that center design that you can see in the final outfit. Now, when you are folding it, you want to make sure that the design at that selvage area matches up like this. Now, there are various methods that you can use to ensure that that V-shaped neckline at the front, where I'm indicating right now that you can see on your screen, it has that selvage area, but I'll be using this method. The method being that I'll be cutting out a yoke separately from the full dress. You'll get to understand better as we progress. Now, because of the type of fabric that we are working with, and because I am managing fabric, I'll be cutting out that yoke on the pattern paper, and also so that you can understand better, I'll be cutting it out on a pattern paper. But if you are cutting yours, you do not necessarily need to do it this way. Now that red line is my start point, and what I have there is the full length of the dress I'm working with, but I folded it because of the length of the cutting table that we are working with. After which, you can start imputing your vertical measurements, the first being the chest line. The formula to get that will be showing on your screen, and in this case I'm working with 9 inch. Next being the half length, and in this case I am working with 16 inches. And next is the hip line, which in this case is 27 inches. So here's the chest line, here's the half length, even though the chalk is sort of faint, and that's where I have my ruler is the hip line. After which we would go ahead and impute the horizontal measurements. Before that, you want to take note of this. When you are imputing your horizontal measurement, do not start from the edge exactly that way. Come in by half inch, because this selvage area we are still going to overlap it, we are still going to join it together. All right, so you can see where my pattern paper is starting from. That is where you want to start taking your measurement from, depending on the type of design that you have on your fabric. So on the chest line that way, I'll go ahead and impute the bust measurements, and I'll be adding the sewing allowance to the sides, sewing allowance of 1.5 inch. After which, I'll move over to the half length, that's 16 inches mark, and impute the waist measurements divided by 4. Then I'll be adding the sewing allowance to the side as well, and I'll connect the two together like this. I'm using a blue chalk this time around. I hope it's visible to an extent, but you'll get to see it once I cut it out. Then on the hip line, that's the 27 inches mark, I went ahead to impute the hip measurements divided by 4, and I added the sewing allowance and connected it from the waistline all the way to the hip line this way. So what I have on the hip line is the exact thing that I'm going to have all the way to the hem. Now go ahead and impute the shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement that we're working with is 15. 15 divided by 2, we have 7.5 inches. Then on the chest line, I went ahead to mark out that 7.5 inches as well, and I connected it all the way to the start point. Then I came up by 2 inches, and I went in by half inch to plot out the armhole curve for the front, after which I came down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Now the neck width is 3.5. I marked it out, and I added the half inch joining allowance at the shoulder. Now the length of my yoke is the same thing that I'm using for the depth of the neckline, which is 7 inches, as you can see here. So I just connected it all the way like that straight. Then I connected it to form a V-shaped neckline all the way. So what I'm tracing out now is the yoke that we are working with. And now it's time to start cutting it out. So starting from the hemline, I just started cutting what I have chalked out. So I cut it all the way to the yoke. All right, so I indicated where the yoke line stops there so that I can add my half-inch joining allowance to it. That's why I will not be cutting it out directly. Now that I've noted that part, I just ruled a straight line, then I added half-inch joining allowance. I will need that allowance to join this part to the yoke. I would also cut out the yoke so that I can transfer this pattern to the fabric. To do this, just slant your fabric in such a way that the neckline is falling at the selvage area. That is what we need it for, alright? So you can see the way it is slightly slanted. And also do not forget to add half-inch at the lower part of the yoke for joining, alright, to join it to the other part of the front. And this is what we have so far. The front part of this outfit is ready. And the next thing I went ahead to cut out is the fabric that we used for that sleeve design, for that cape around the sleeve. And the reason why I had to do this first is because that design has the selvage area, and I needed to get that first before cutting the back. So the length of that fabric is 62 inches in total. When it's on full, that weight is 31, and the wideness is 14 inches, as you can see. And I have two of that for the right hand side and the left hand side. Moving on to the back, I'll be cutting the back a bit differently from the way I cut out the front, because unlike the front, I do not need the selvage area to align like it did at the front, as I will be adding a zipper to the back. So if I do that, it will just be a waste, since I will still use that part for the zipper allowance, alright, since this dress is not that free. But if yours you are making it in a BUBU form that it will be free, or an A-line, then you can go ahead and cut the back like we did for the front. But bear in mind that you will need more fabric, unless you don't want that sleeve area to have the selvage area, okay? Now to cut out the back, I'll be making use of the front, and I'll just be adding zipper allowance. Now this back bodice will be having an half cut, alright? So all I did was just to fold the front at the waistline that way, and I went ahead to cut out the zipper allowance, as you can see with the place I'm indicating on your screen right now. After which, all I had to do is just trace out the sides. It's the same thing. Then I added half-inch for joining the lower part of the back to the upper part of the back. Now that I'm done cutting it, this is what I have. I'll go ahead and notch or pin down the zipper area so that I don't get mistaken when it's time to sew. Here is the back half scale bodice. I've gone ahead to cut it out. I could not show you the process since the chalk is not very visible on the fabric. But if you don't know how to come about this, then you can check the video showing on your screen currently, where I have a detailed tutorial on how to cut your half scale basic bodice. But with the knowledge of how we cut out the front, I believe you can even cut out this back. So I made use of the same neckline depth and width to form the V-shaped neckline for the back also. Now the first thing I'll be doing here is to join the yoke together with the remaining part of the front area of this dress. I'll just be joining it together with half an inch like this, and this is what I have. The next thing to do now is to start joining the selvage area together. So you just want to place one part on the other, just make sure that it overlaps like this, and you can start joining it. Now this would work regardless of the type of design that you have on your selvage area. Just find a way to make those design overlap and start joining all the way to the hem. So I'll keep doing this till I get to the bottom of the dress. Now that I'm done with that, the next thing I'll be doing is to cut off the excess thread that is in between the designs like this, just to achieve a neat finish. Now the front part of this dress is ready. I'll set it aside and work on the back. For the back, I'll make sure to arrange it first, arrange all the pieces, then I'll start joining the upper part with the lower part at the half length using half an inch. Alright, after which I'll place the two sides on each other this way and sew off what I have there. I will leave space for the zipper. I'll be attaching the zipper later, but from where the zipper is going to stop, I'm going to go ahead and sew off the zipper allowance that way, all the way to the knee area, because the back would have a slit. Alright, I won't sew it all the way to the end. I'll be turning the back neckline with a bias, so I'll go ahead and fix the bias this way using 1/4 inch. Just follow through with the ready-made line on it. Once I'm done fixing it to the right side of the fabric, I would flip it over to the wrong side this way and just stitch it down. After which I'll go ahead and attach my zipper this way. I'll be placing the right side of the zipper on the right side of the fabric like this, and I'll be sewing as close as possible to the edge to achieve this. Now the next thing to do is to join the front and the back together at the shoulder using 1/2 inch. And this is what it looks like when I was done. Now the next thing to do is to attach that cape at the sleeve area, because you need to attach this before joining it together at the side for easy fixing. Now locate the center of that sleeve design, then match it up with the shoulder area that way, and you just want to start sewing it. So you can do this either way. You can sew it straight from the shoulder all the way to the hip area, or where the cape is ending, or you can slant it this way all the way to the waistline like I did, and then slant it all the way to the hip. I just sewed the cape in such a way that it would have that shape. You can see that it is slanted all the way to the waistline, and then I slanted it out to the hip line like an A line. You'll get to understand better when we are fixing the back. Now to the back, I've gone ahead to sew my belt off camera. You can make it as big or as small as you desire. So the belt has to be sandwiched in between the body of the dress and the cape. Now I'll just go ahead and measure out the bust span measurement, and I will be adding 1 inch. All right, so I'm working with 5 inches there. So it is on that 5 inches mark that I'm going to attach my belt this way. You can see that the belt is facing the zipper, so you do not want to make that mistake of the belt facing the sides, because if it faces the sides, then you will not be able to tie the belt. Ensure that it faces the zipper like this. Now it is on that 5 inches mark that I'm going to start attaching my cape all the way to the shoulder. So you can see that it is not straight, it is slanted. This is exactly what I did for the front, because I wanted to achieve that shapy illusion. All right, going over it again, that is the center of the cape. It was placed directly on the shoulder, as you can see. Then it was slanted towards that 5 inches mark that we marked from the center back, so as to get that curvy shape that we have going on over there. Then I proceed to finish off the hem neatly by folding it using the hem allowance that was added during cutting. And finally, you can now join the front and the back together at the sides by imputing the bust, the waist, and the hip measurement. And voila, the dress is ready to be worn at this point. The final thing left to do is just to decide how you want to finish off the slit at the back. And that will be all for today. Now, did you gain value? Did you learn something new? Did you enjoy the tutorial? If the answer to all of this is yes, then kindly let me know in the comment below. Hit the like button also. Share, okay, you don't want to enjoy all of this alone. And subscribe if you are yet to. You can also follow me on other social media platforms. It's Easy Sewing with Tyke. Till I see you in my next tutorial. Bye.